We're excited to continue the tradition of swearing in our new board of directors as we've done historically this time each year. These are strange and uncertain times, but Nena and our members will continue to persevere, serving our membership, the public, and our communities to the best of our abilities. Nena has achieved historical membership numbers in 2020. We have more ENPs than ever before. Our working groups are producing more documents to guide our industry, and we have an exciting international affiliation, along with 2 new chapters from Montana and Western Canada. All these serve to remind us that Nena continues to be the 911 association. Our members deserve the very best our board of directors have to give. This year as president has been both humbling and fulfilling. We have such talent and knowledge in our membership, and I applaud you and thank you for the opportunity to represent and serve you. As a board of directors, we made each decision with the premise in mind: membership driven, membership focused. I feel we have succeeded in representing our membership very well in the last year. I wish Gary and the incoming board of directors continued success. Know that Nena means family. You will forge relationships across the industry that you will cherish for the entirety of your professional and personal life. Now, I'd like to introduce a beacon of knowledge in our industry, a man I consider a very dear friend, Jim Marshall. Jim's a licensed mental health professional whose 911 Training Institute specializes in training for responder resilience and management of calls involving suicide and mental illness. The 911 Training Institute has created a PSAP peer support program model with a 40-hour certification curriculum and provides extensive guidance to PSAP partners in building and maintaining these programs. Jim is co-editor of The Resilient 911 Professional, a comprehensive guide to surviving and thriving together in the 911 Center. In addition, Jim is a co-chair of the Nena Acute Traumatic and Chronic Stress Standard Work Group, a member of the Nena Wellness Committee, and served as co-chair of the Nena Working Group developing and revising the Suicide Prevention Interoperability Standard. Jim's training, publications, research, and conference presentations are dedicated to fostering the performance, well-being, and quality of life of the very first responders. Jim, thank you very much. Jim, you're on mute.
Yeah, thank you so much, Monica. I appreciate being a part of this. It is really such an honor to be able to support Nena. I am now to administer the oath of office to our 2021 Nena Board of Directors. So I would ask all of us to please welcome first immediate past president, Monica Millian. Thank you, Monica, so much for your tremendous service. Our private sector director, Karen Marquez. Canadian director, Holly Barkwell. Northeastern director, Aaron Malloy. Southeastern director, Cassie Laurie. North Central director, Daryl Ostendorf. Western director, Bruce Romero. Second vice president, Lori Anderson. First vice president, Jennifer White. And President Gary Bell. And I would just like to share a few things here about Gary. We've had the privilege of seeing him dedicate much of his work in 911 to the well-being of our telecommunicators. He has led the way with his own comm center in building out a peer support programs there, and has dedicated himself to recognizing that while the job of 911 is to help save lives, we must help save the lives of our very first responders in that process as well. And so it's an honor to introduce Gary Bell, who is a second-generation dispatcher, dedicated to the vocation for 27 years. His career all began in a single-seat dispatch center in 1993. He hired and transitioned to Dane County, a consolidated center, in 1997. He was promoted in 2003 as communications supervisor and 2008 as operations manager. He hired in 2013 as Waukesha's County Director of Emergency Preparedness, overseeing communications, emergency management, and radio services. Nena, national journey, began in 2016, June of 2016, when he was appointed to the Nena Institute Board representing the North Central region. He was elected as Nena's North Central Regional Director in 2017 and second Vice President in 2018. So it's a pleasure to bring all this to bear today, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, all of you who we've just introduced, would you please raise your right hands? Officers and directors of the National Emergency Number Association lead Nena as we improve 911 through research, standards development, training, education, outreach, and advocacy. Together, our board of directors has a special responsibility to help improve the public safety services so that lives may be saved, property protected, and civic welfare improved. With an understanding of these responsibilities and the requirements of your offices, do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will perform your duties in accordance with the bylaws of this association? And if so, please say, I do.
I do.
I do.
All right, then, congratulations. I present to you your duly sworn board of directors of the National Emergency Number Association for the year 2020-2021.
Again, I wanted to thank Jim for passing that off. There is no greater sense of accomplishment than being given the opportunity to lead within a group of professionals that really have helped to develop, coach, and provide mentorship throughout my career. I look to seize this opportunity knowing that together we're going to accomplish some great and extraordinary things, and much more really than we could ever attempt to accomplish alone. I do want to share that again, thank you, heartfelt gratitude to Jim Marshall for presiding over the executive board swear-in today. Your mentorship has meant a great deal to me. I also want to acknowledge my family. Your continued sacrifice, specifically as it relates to my time required to serve at this capacity, is difficult, and I appreciate that. As well as those who have always come to my aid in my development and spent time with me. For that gift, I'm truly a blessed man. I'm going to call out specifically my communication center in Waukesha County. Your professionalism, providing the highest quality of community service possible, and your abilities speak volumes, and it allows me to do the work I need to do at both the state and national level. People have often asked me what my goals and initiatives will be for this, my Nena presidential year. And those who have asked, I believe, have been given a very consistent answer. I want to provide a steady focus on sustainment of our current initiatives, support of our association's membership and, again, its mission through standards development and review, the cornerstone, high quality educational offerings and EMP credentialing. Second to no one, really, national and state level events, and something that is extremely near and dear to my heart, something that President Peavy House started, Monica Million this past year's continued, is that continuum initiative focused on the well-being of our most critical asset, our people in telecommunications. These all, again, provide opportunities for our membership to engage and get involved in Nena. It is how many of your executive boards have found their way into their leadership roles today, including yours truly, a simple farm kid from the Verona, Wisconsin area. Even with these, again, cornerstones, as I call them, of the association in mind, we must maintain the ability to be nimble, responsive, and supportive to all those challenges and opportunities that present themselves from our membership. Again, those people we took an oath to serve. And those that have served in this role before me have identified current events always drive membership needs. The pandemic has shined a bright spotlight on the importance of 911 professionals who were identified as essential service providers at the federal as well as state and local government agency levels, supporting the public safety response. It's our job and our mission. With this highlight, states and local governments are making purpose-driven statements and introducing and passing legislation supporting those heroes behind the headsets, such as those recently seen in the state of Iowa. Congratulations, Iowa. It has also been identified that flexibility of today and tomorrow's technologies will support remote and diverse workspaces, unless you're at Gary's house. Started already are the conversations revolving around the role that the public safety telecommunicator in call triage and dispatch support of those other now service agencies such as public health and social services. Perhaps this will be the long overdue fourth public safety agency that provides community support to those that do not fit, nor was it ever intended to fit, into the roles and responsibilities of our fire, EMS, and law enforcement partners' communities. As the collective human race looks at the past few weeks, a great number of our peers have found words to begin expressing their societal suffering. And in one of the few times in this history, the majority of the world is listening intently for understanding. What is that narrative that will be written? How else do we start the dialogue, and what roles will be cast to fill this need? Within these calls to action, the right answers do exist. The answers to these questions and those questions yet posed will need to be composed from our purposeful dialogue. So I now turn that question back to you, the 16,000 plus members of my Nena family. What will you do to support our industry and make the impactful changes we seek to implement during the next 8,760 hours, the time of 1 year? How will that work impact the future of the world? I have developed a phrase from the teachings of DeWitt Jones, a longtime National Geographic magazine photographer and a public speaker who likes to focus on what is right with the world. That statement is my intentions in life are not to be the best in the world, but rather the best for the world. Again, just a slight change, replacing the word in for, a competition versus a collaboration. So in conclusion, I thank the outgoing board members for their years of service and dedication to our relentless pursuit of that statement, the best for the world. Although your role is slightly changing, I am certain we will continue to see you actively engaged to support the future of Nena, the 911 Association. To my fellow incoming board members, I look forward to the work that lies ahead. Our important roles to ensure the successful outcomes of the initiatives we choose to engage in. As a collective, I hope to see you all in Long Beach, California for our rescheduled annual conference, September 24th through the 29th. I appreciate you all for taking the time to zoom in, and until we see each other again, face to face, take care and be well. Thank you.